Whoa. Whoa.
What?
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, small garage on two wheels here, and
Are you guys as tired as I am with these failures with cameras? First it was the GoPro, now it's our other camera that I talked to. Luckily, this here is a new camera. So we're on that one. We don't have to deal with the other one any longer. But, ladies and gentlemen, in today's video, a few weeks ago, I got reached out to by a company called Venom Motorsports. Don't know if you guys have ever heard of them. I most certainly have not. But after they reached out, because they reached out and was like, hey, do you want to test out one of our bikes? We'll send it out. And I was like, yeah, cool, absolutely. So the guys and I look into what Venom Motorsports is. Bro, we have never seen more motorcycles that look fun as shit for less than $2,000. So me and the guys are pretty excited to find out what you can get for less than $2,000 that is actually a street legal motorcycle. So in today's video, Venom sent out their X22 for us to unbox, check out, and eventually once we get it street legal, we're going to do that a first try out situation. But let's jump back to this video where Chase was actually recording and his camera wasn't failing. Let's check it out. I have to do the obligatory YouTube thing. Venom sent this motorcycle to us. They did not pay us. All opinions and thoughts are our own. If you want to check out Venom yourself, you can do it in the comments down below. We're gonna get back to opening and so we can ride this thing. Unbox! Woo! Sight! Hey, there's part of it. Sweet! Sight! Can you just pull this up? Let's find out. Hey! Dude, it's a motorcycle in a crate! Dude, does it have a center stand? Wait, it's got a kickstand as well? Okay, so that is what a crated motorcycle looks like. Brian, compared to how motorcycles typically come in crates, what is...
It's pretty close.
Really?
This has a couple more things on it than I would normally see. Usually the mirrors are off, the windscreen is off, the handlebars are loosened and tucked in up against the motorcycle.
Right. How much is this thing? Bo, give me a price check.
$17.99.
17 hundo for this. Yeah, give us a stats breakdown.
Full size, street legal, 125 Ninja motorcycle clone. Top speed, you ready?
Yes.
68 miles an hour.
We'll find that out.
4-stroke, 125cc, 103 miles to the gallon.
We can also test that.
Yep. Yeah, right?
Exactly.
Wow.
Sounds like a cross-country trip in our future, boys.
With a Venom.
$12 free here to California.
So thank you,
crazy.
Bo, for the stats.
Yeah.
That was interesting. Brian, what do we do? What do we get this?
So whatever is holding it to the crate needs to be removed, and then we just roll it out of the crate and start the prepping. We're gonna have to go through this thing well before anybody tries to ride it.
All right, boys and girls, let's take a look at the Venom X22. Whoa!
Nuh-uh.
Whoa!
What?
Whoa, 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 whoa! You can crank it up in the crate? It can't have that. Bro, are you serious? Don't break the engine.
Vibrating on it.
Okay, that was
All right. That's
not
cool.
not expected. This doesn't come with gas in it though, right? That's a shipping.
There's
container.
probably just what's left floating around in it. There's a little splash. They should have put more gas.
So it needs gas and
gas. We're gonna check the oil, check the tire pressures, and put a wrench on everything that we can touch.
All right, guys, we just found the bill of sale under the seat. So if you guys pick one of these up, you literally take the seat off. It's right down there. Also, excuse me, Bo. So guys, before we get too far into this, and while Brian goes over some of the bolts, I do want to make it clear, this thing cost $1,700. None of us here in the shop expect this to replace a Ninja 250 or a KTM Duke 200. Like, we don't expect it to be at that grade of the normal motorcycle brands. We do expect it to be a price, thank you Luke, a price point motorcycle. Our whole thought process is, can you have fun on a motorcycle that costs $1,700? That is what we are here. That's why we said yes to this Venom X22. And if I'm gonna be really honest, guys, ever since I even knew what Venom was, I started looking on their website, and bro, there is some cool looking on there.
Gut reaction. Two favorite things on there right now.
There's the cafe looking one,
right,
and then there's an electric Grom. I swear to God, all these things are on Venom's website. We'll have a link down below if you want to check it out. We just want to know, if you have $1,700, can you buy something that's fun as hell to play around with? So that's our goal here. Let's get this thing put together.
So, not surprised.
Yeah.
But, so this is the section of linkage to adjust your brake pedal.
Yes.
Okay, so it is far too long. So when you thread it all the way in, see the little thread the bolt comes through there?
Yes.
It hits on the brake rod, so you can't get the cotter pin in. But I need it that short.
Oh, so
is that what's causing it to hang?
To hang up, yeah. See how nice it spins now? Right, so that's how it should spin. Before it was like, because there was always a little bit of brake pressure on it. Now if you rode it like that, and you took it down the street while the brake was hanging up like that, it would boil the brake fluid and lock the rear wheel up, and you wouldn't be able to move it until it cooled down completely. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this bolt, and I'm going to use the angle grinder, and I'm going to cut a section off of it, and then thread it back into its home here, and then hopefully that'll give us all the distance we need.
I totally understand everything you're doing.
Good.
So I'm
Hey, bud.
fully here.
You want a ice?
Yes.
He's got fingers. Just like that.
Just like that. Okay, so our battery charger tells us that the battery's charged, which means that it was probably fully charged when it was in the crate. We set the tire pressures, checked the oil, made a slight modification to the rear brake linkage. There was no free play in it, so we had to add a little free play to it, so the wheel spins properly now. Went over front, rear axles, pinch bolts for the triple trees, the handlebars, all the foot peg mounting brackets. Everything looks like it's on here tight. I think we're here now. We can disconnect the charger, put the piece of bodywork back on, and maybe take her outside and fire it up.
All right, guys, so we're gonna put some gas in this thing. We're gonna run to the QT, grab some fresh gas. We also have to get it registered and insured. Do you guys want to do a full-on first ride of this thing? Yeah. I think we need to do a full-on first ride. We're gonna go get gas and we'll be right back. If you guys are wondering what kind of gas you need for one of these bad boys, that Preem Dog 93 octane, baby. Ow!
This, for a bike that gets 100 miles to the gallon, this is a massive gas tank.
All right, boys and girls, here's our ceremonial moment. The $1,700 motorcycle. You ready, Brian?
You ready?
Send it, Brian. Crank this beast on up.
little drawers.
Ah.
Probably not gonna see it. Should be full. Here's a spare spark plug.
A
And it's an
$20
NGK.
value.
Or more like $6.
A $6 value.
Who wants to ride it first?
I'll take it. All right, guys. Like you said, I'm gonna take it for a ceremonial ride. Won't be able to take you guys along with, but I'll tell you how it went when I get back. Should I put a helmet? I should definitely put a helmet. Okay, so we took it out front of the house. We all rode around the neighborhood, so we're gonna set that camera up and we're all gonna talk about our experience. So, we've all ridden it around the block, and I have to say, I counted 4 out of 4 motorcyclists got back with a grin. So, that's all I'm saying. Personal opinion, for $1,700, you get the motorcycle vibe. It feels like a bike. You're riding it around. You're doing the clutch, and everything feels like a motorcycle.
Yeah.
It also feels like $1,700. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. I mean, but for $1,700, that's pretty good. I just took this thing around the block and I would take it out to go to the gas station.
Luke, I think.
Yeah, and then, you know, take it out further and further and build up some trust with it. But yeah, it's $1,700, man.
$1,700. You're on 2 wheels. We're gonna have to get it registered and everything, so it's like street legal. And once it's street legal, we will 100% do a first ride, minus the highway.
No highway rides.
No highway on this. So Brian,
I'd even be sketched going up a hill at 45.
So we've all ridden it, Brian. What were your first thoughts on the Venom X22?
It does do all the motorcycle things that it's supposed to.
Right.
It does. It feels really cheap though.
But it is.
It is really cheap.
Yeah.
It feels really cheap, but it does what it's supposed to. Throttle works, brakes work. You know, transmission sort of works.
The transmission feels very gummy. Like you gotta
make sure that you click your gears.
Yeah, you can't do this little like.
Yeah. No, you have to be very positive about your shifts with it. It's a little tough to find neutral,
It is.
but that being said,
it's $1,700.
I only put it neutral on a Parker, boy. You're running through those gears, Brian.
and on this thing, the clutch lever is so light that you can hold that thing for hours and not hit, arm pump. So
The point of, I think, getting this is to see what $1,700 as a motorcycle is like. If you bought this though, and it was your motorcycle, anybody that buys a motorcycle, the first thing they do is modify it. You know, we've been kind of chit-chatting. We're all like,
What can we do?
How can we modify? We have the capability to do a lot of stuff in this garage. So our thought process is, if you spend $1,700, how much more do you have to spend to make this like a good bike?
Like a baseline first steps that you would take to improve this, because it's not
Me
bad for
personally.
$1,700.
So me personally, I would leave the clutch cable like it is because it works. I would get rid of these grips and put different grips on them because I hate them. I would rip all the pollution controls off.
I was thinking more like performance stuff, like
That would help. They do make or do offer at Venom exhaust systems.
Really?
They offer jet kits. They also offer oversized carburetors.
This is all stuff we could install on this thing.
And this is all stuff that is offered from Venom directly.
Yep.
Got it.
So you could order your bike for $1,700 and then a $200 exhaust system and a $40 or $50 carburetor. And when the thing gets here, before you even fire it up, you take the exhaust off, throw it in a garbage can,
Right.
Put the new exhaust on, swap out your carburetor, your jet kit, whichever one you decide to go with,
Right.
and then fire it up and tune accordingly. And then tires.
Yeah.
So grips, exhaust, carburetor, modification, whichever one you decide to go with, either replacing the carb or rejetting, and tires.
Right.
Just because, these things kind of look like plastic and not rubber.
I think it speaks a lot for motorcycling that we are all multi-year experience riders. And literally taking this thing around the block, and every one of us comes back with a grin on our face.
There's something about riding a slow bike fast
Right.
that makes anybody happy.
This is
when
one
you
of
can
those.
get on a bike and wring its neck and it doesn't kill you, it makes you happy.
I am
super excited for the first ride. I cannot wait. Obviously, we got to get the bike registered and everything like that. Final thoughts on Venom X22. This is the first of potentially many Venom motorcycles in this garage. So, what do we think? Are we all still as excited as we were when I told you guys about the email?
100%.
Yes.
It's a thumbs up from me.
Thumbs up from Luke, which is a lot. All right, guys, that's going to be it for the Venom unboxing. We will do a first ride next. I don't know how long, with all the stuff going on in the world, it'll take to get a vehicle registered, but we'll get all that going, and once we get all that done, we can do the first ride on it. And at that point, if you guys are into these type of videos, we might modify this thing and see what we can make this into. You guys let us know in the comments down below. Do you want to see the first ride? Do you want to see what we can turn a $1,700 bike into with a little bit of cash added to it? And thank you guys for watching. If you got to the end of the video, make sure to hit that like button. It is super helpful. And outro crew, would you spend $1,700 on a little play around motorcycle? Curious what you guys would think about that. And how many of you guys would actually modify it? Like buy it, modify it, and ride it around. We're going to try it out and we'll let you know how it is. All right, we're out of here. Later, fam.